DC presents The Brave and the Bold, starring Batman and Black Lightning. When a gunman murdered his parents, Bruce Wayne trained himself to wage war on all criminals. Now the Dark Knight detective joins forces with the scourge of Suicide Slum to become the Brave and the Bold, Batman and Black Lightning. Unless the oil tanks have taken to making midnight deliveries, I'd say Gotham's got another gasoline hijacking on its hands. It begins in Gotham City, a city that continues its business even in darkness, the legitimate and otherwise. Geez, it's Batman! You fellows ought to be ashamed of yourselves, stealing gasoline on an odd numbered day in an even numbered truck?
Yeah, I'll show you numbered days, Batman. Huh? Stay away from me.
Then again, maybe you did pick the right day for this heist, considering that you clowns are about the oddest collections of mess-ups I've run across in some time.
Let me go, or I'll.
Or you'll what, creep? Shoot me? I've been waiting weeks to get my hands on the gang behind this rash of gas thieves, and I'm not about to let any of you walk away from here. Ugh! Friend, I don't think you were paying attention. I said you're staying, conscious or not. You've heard the choices. Are you going to do the smart thing? Or...
No way I'm gonna tingle with you, Batman. Not when I can split instead.
A smile unnoticed by the fleeing felon plays briefly on the masked manhunter's lips. A chilling smile, the meaning of which would be clear to this man had he but seen it. A smile that says the Batman has played out this scene many times in the past and knows even before it begins how it will end. Going somewhere, friend. 15 minutes later, and many miles uptown. Bruce Wayne, where have you been hiding, man? The governor started speaking 10 minutes ago, and it's bad form for the man who arranged this shindig not to be here for it, especially since the rest of us have to suffer through it. Sorry I'm late, Simon, but I had some business to attend to.
Well, despite your absence, the semi. Huh?
I probably would be if I had just spent the last 10 minutes on the phone with HQ. Ah, there you are, Bruce. Hello, Commissioner Gordon. Bored by the speeches already? It seems the Batman managed to collar a group of those oil hijackers, but while he nabbed them, another gang across town succeeded. By the way, I don't think you've met Senator Hargrave yet. A pleasure, Senator. You're a friend of this Batman too, aren't you? Well, we've met, but
Blast it, Vigilante.
That's what he is. I spent more than half my life in the army before going into the Senate. And if there's one thing I know for sure, it's the real Americans don't need anybody hiding behind a mask to fight for them. Good evening, gentlemen. Oh, the senator's one high-strung fellow, isn't he? The man cut his teeth in war, Mr. Nash. I guess he's used to fighting his own battles. Still, while this trio of Gotham's prominent citizens ponder this puzzle in Metropolis's notorious suicide slum, man, I can't sleep. Guess that's what comes of making myself the conscience of Suicide Slum. One of my students gets himself in trouble with the law, and I'm the one kept up all night about it. Face it, man. You're just... Hey, what's that over there? Looks like there's even bigger trouble out there. Which means, like it or not, it's time for plain old Jefferson Pierce to put aside all his problems so Black Lightning superhero can do his thing. Looks like I've lucked onto one of those oil truck hijackings I've been reading about. Usually I'd leave this kind of thing to the cops to handle, but these dudes made the mistake of shooting up on my turf. And that's the last mistake I'm going to let them make.
Hey, who the blazes is that turkey? Who cares? He's in our way. Run him down. No way, man. Shake him off.
The cops couldn't risk shooting at these dudes in case one of their shots hits the gas tank. But I don't use guns. Just me.
Bro, lose this guy, Maxie, quick.
What you think I'm trying to do? He's hanging on like a blasted leech. Ain't nice to call folks nasty names, brother. I mean, how would you like it if I started calling you a low-down gutter rat?
Only thing you're gonna be calling creep is the Undertaker.
The only person that's gonna need an undertaker is you if you don't get smart and fast. Yeah, I knew you would. Hey, don't feel left out, man. I ain't forgot about you. What say we see how I can get you out of the driver's seat? That wasn't what I had in mind. A sudden curve tossed me out. With a tortured screech of rubber on asphalt, the stolen tank truck careers through the streets of Metropolis, its panicked driver fighting desperately to race away, with disastrous results. No! Oh my lord. Lightning? Where'd they go? I don't know, man, but I think I recognize one of those scum. A punk named Tyler. And you can just bet I'm gonna find those creeps. And if this old lady dies 'cause of them, then God help them when I do. That morning in Gotham City. Any word on the gas thieves, Commissioner? We've been working with the police on this, trying to find out how the stolen tankers can disappear between the two cities. But so far, nothing. Frankly, Mr. Nass, Can I be of any help, Commissioner? Ah, yes, the Batman. If you happen to know where several thousand gallons of heisted gasoline are, I've been working the streets all night for information, and there's no gas on the black market. Then if it's not being sold, what is being done with it? That's what I intend to find out, old friend. Still sticking your nose into matters that don't concern you, I see, Batman. Now see here, Senator, you know... It's all right, Commissioner. The Senator has as much right to his opinion as we do to ours. The only difference between us is that we usually have the good taste to keep the more inane ones to ourselves. I'll keep in touch, Commissioner. Meanwhile, on the streets of Suicide Slum, whoever's there, if you ain't here to give me $1,000,000, get lost. Can't get lost on these streets, Manny. I grew up in these parts. Because Tubby, you and me got a lot to talk about. Black Lightning, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm clean. Right. And chickens got lips. But I'm not interested in your dope dealing setup. Not today. What I want to know is where I can find your boy, Wiley Tyler. And I do mean now. Tyler? I don't know Tyler. Everybody on the street knows your right hand is Tyler. Now, where do I find him? Or do I have to do to your face what I did to that door? Oh man, honest to God, man. I don't know where Tyler went. He split a couple weeks ago. Said something about going to the mountains. That's all I know, I swear. You better not be jiving me, fat boy, or I'll be back for you. And next time, I ain't gonna be such a sweetheart. In the lush rolling mountains between Gotham City and Metropolis, Batman flies overhead. If the oil isn't being sold, then it must be stored somewhere. And out of all these big buildings between Metropolis and Gotham, only this site fits the bill. It's large enough to hide 100 oil trucks, and it's right off the main route between the cities. If I've guessed right, I'm not about to be invited in. So I'd better make my own invitation. And I can worry later about how they treat party crashers. So I says to him, "Hey, I don't care who you are. That's my coleslaw." He must have had kittens. Well, sure, but let me tell you, it was worth it. That'll teach him to mess with me. So far, so good. But I still don't dare to use a flashlight. I can count on all the security men being as imp as those two. If this is the right place, they've undoubtedly hidden the gasoline in underground Hold it right there, man. I want to talk to you. Sorry, friend, but I'm fresh out of talk, although you sound like the chatty type. And I'm one heck of a good listener. Do tell, Turkey. You, Black Lightning? Batman, I don't know what you're doing here, but it's a pleasure to see you. In fact, I'd even ask for your autograph. But I doubt that any of these turkeys will lend me a pin. We must be here for the same reason, Lightning. But that's for later. Yeah, Batman, I can dig where you're coming from. So let's hit 'em, man. Great teamwork, Lightning. You ain't so bad yourself, man. Although your dues ain't nearly as pretty as mine. Huh, perhaps not, but I have grown rather fond of them over the years. Ha, well, suit yourself, Bats, if you'll pardon the pun. Ha, lucky for me, I'm used to punning partners. Suddenly, more guards appear. Lightning, somebody's called out the reserves. I think this calls for a strategic withdrawal, and fast. I see 'em, Bats. Only where I come from, we call this running away. Fighting the hired help is getting us nowhere, friend. We need to plan this out. Okie dokie. You've been in the hero biz a lot longer than me, so it's strategy, retreating we go. Course, just 'cause you've been around don't mean you know everything, sheesh. With speed and agility that could only come from long years of rigorous training and brutal experience, the Dark Knight detective hand flashes out in the darkness. I've got you. I know it hurts, Bats, but hold on tight. Whew, nice catch, Bats. Ever think of trying out for the Yankees? So Batman, what do you think's on the other side, beside more hassle? Only one way to find out. Yeah, I thought you'd say that. Back up, I got this one. 'Cause brother, I'm coming through. Woo-wee. Are my eyes playing tricks on me, or... If they are, then they're doing it to me as well, Lightning. Welcome, gentlemen. I've been expecting you, Batman. Hargrave. And your precious gasoline. Yes, don't act so surprised, Batman. And what could be more natural than a general leading an army? An army of Americans. Our country's become a laughingstock in the eyes of the world because of the energy crisis. Because they see we're no longer strong. And the only way America will ever regain its position as world leader is to cease allowing the oil production nations that dictate policy to us, and for the USA to take control of the Arab oil fields. Since the army won't do it, I will. And this gasoline will fuel my forces' conquest. Sheesh, is this Flake for real, Bats? Take a look around, Lightning, and you tell me. Lightning, wait, no! He's flipped, man, and 'cause of him, there's an old lady lying near dead, and that makes me madder than hell. They're not firing 'cause they're afraid of hitting each other, but that can't last. I don't know what makes that blasted hothead think he can take on an entire army single-handedly, but it's too late now. Only thing left to do is stop the head of this organization and hope the body follows suit. It's time to call it quits, Hargrave. Your little invasion has been called on account of sanity. Don't be so sure of yourself, Batman.
A good general plans for every contingency, you fool.
The Caped Crusader makes no reply, for the time for talk has passed, and now only his actions count.
You think you're clever, don't you, detective? Ha! I've matched wits with the world's greatest generals. And believe me, you meddling fool, you are nothing compared to their military brilliance. I planned this operation for years. Planned to allow the United States to once again rule supreme over this world. But you have probably alerted the authorities to my plan and destroyed it all. No, Batman, don't come any closer, or I swear I'll fire, blow up the gasoline and everything else down here.
Don't do it, Hargave.
Why not, fool? I'd be doing this country a favor by destroying you. We don't need the likes of you to fight our battles, Batman. We're Americans. We were doing our own fighting for almost 200 years before you showed up. And we'll get along just fine when you're gone. Maybe I should blow this place anyway, just so you never get the chance to meddle in another patriot's plans to save his country from ruin.
Hargave, you maniac. You'll kill everyone here.
Man, don't do that.
I got me a whopper of a headache as it is. Just think what a big bang like that'd do to my poor aching skull.
Ugh. Lightning.
At your service, Bat Buddy. Talk about the proverbial nick of time. How did you manage to get away from Hargave's goons? Them punks? Shoot. Soon as they saw I could fight back, half of them split. And the other half are gonna wake up feeling mighty sore from our little workout. As I said, Lightning, I'm impressed. Yeah, well, thanks, Bats. You know, I feel kind of bad about hitting this dude from behind. But I figured, with gas going for better than $1 a gallon these days, no way I could let him blast them storage tanks. Well, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to a production of The Brave and the Bold, starring Batman and Black Lightning, presented by Black Heroes Club. Please like and subscribe, comment. All that helps to make this page a little bit better and more interesting. I really hope that you guys have a good day, and until next time.